Stories of the Teenage Cutie Crusaders is an episodic fanfic written by Prince Luna. Well, that's me, but anyway, it follows the adventures of the Crusaders as teenagers and their exploits to get cutie marks, as even as at the ages of 15 and 16 they haven't got them yet. Joining them is Shiner, who is an OC pony created for the story, who is also Scootaloo's love interest. He already has his cutie mark, which is a silver plate. He works in a restaurant owned by his parents in Ponyville. There'll be other characters, OC and already existing, that will be helping the Cutie Mark Crusaders. These characters are only just starting to be developed in the fanfic, but they will be developed even further in the audio drama since it's easier to write. These characters include Snips, Snails, Twist, Shady Days, who has not been featured much in the show, and some OCs, Scribble Dibble, Heavy Metal and Stellar Spike. And there will be another OC pony introduced very soon. The stories of the Teenage Cutie Mark Crusaders series will be following these characters as they help the Cutie Mark Crusaders get their cutie marks at long last. All of these characters are around the same age and in their last year of high school. I decided to base the education system in this based off the one in the UK, where I live, because it's simple to follow and easier for me to write since I know it quite well. Basically, the characters are in the 11th grade, and that's the last grade before they can go to further education or begin work. And since this is their last mandatory year at school, it's going to be full of exams. So that's why I decided to begin the fic there, because when I started writing it, I was in my last year of school, and I was just finishing exams. So from a personal experience, this was easy to write, especially as it was happening at the time. Now I'm in college, and those times were easy to remember still, so I can continue writing the fic knowing exactly what I'm doing. Now for a little history on the fic. It started out as a one-shot, which is just the first chapter of the fic, and the first episode, which will be coming in a couple of days. I never intended for it to be anything more than just a one-shot. In fact, I wasn't even going to publish it at first. I started writing it, and then I just kind of stopped. I wasn't really in the mood to write the rest of it. And then one day I was bored, and I decided to write the rest of it. And then I published it, it got pretty good reception. But then, I don't know, a few weeks later I guess it was, I had an idea for another fic, which would involve Apple Bloom's cousin coming round, who is actually really mean. And this was actually before, like, the royal wedding episode happened, so I had no idea about the episode 1 Bad Apple. Then I thought, wait, this could actually go pretty well with my other story, so I decided to make Apple Bloom a teenager and include the other Crusaders and Shiner in it. That was when I gave the fanfic a total revamp, and it changed from The Night They've Been Waiting For to Stories of the Teenage Cutie Mark Crusaders. You can tell that I'd intended to turn it into a series because the end of the second chapter leads right into the third. So the series went on for quite a bit. I had a few fans who were really enthusiastic about new chapters, and I just loved writing it. And I've even got a text document which has a lot of ideas for the next few chapters and the run up to the end of the fic. So now we get to the reason you're probably here and watching this, the audio drama. In college, I'm currently studying media, except it's summer now, so I'm not doing it at this very minute. But I have intentions to go to university and do something about screenwriting or similar when I've finished my second year. After that, or doing some work in the UK first, I want to move to America and possibly work for a cartoon studio, as I want to pitch my own idea that I've been thinking of since I was 5. So recently I've been thinking I need to do some screenwriting of my own and practice so I can get recognised. I first got interested in writing scripts when I was 12, and I did quite a few fan-made Simpsons episodes that I really enjoy reading even today. Though really, they incorporated my own humour, which didn't quite fit in with the Simpsons style. But then I had an idea. I have a fanfic which I love writing, about a show which I love just as much. It's in my own style, contains my own ideas, and blends with the original content. And then I thought, what if I made an audio series out of this? I mean, people love listening to My Little Pony audio dramas. Just before this, my friend had introduced me to the Voice Acting Alliance forums, which is a really great hub for people who want to do voice acting or who are looking for voice actors to do projects. I had already auditioned for a couple of projects, and I have quite a couple of roles now, but I spent a couple of hours making a post displaying interest for voice actors for a My Little Pony audio drama series, and I got quite a bit of reception as I also advertised on Equestria Daily. So while receiving many great auditions, I was writing the script for the first episode, and I found it went really well. I learned that I can take adaptations quite well, as this final script is quite different from the original chapter, but it's actually all the same story. I finished the script just in time for the closing date for the auditions, and I had my cast. And soon I was getting lines from them, and they were all spectacular. So I brought all the lines and some music which I downloaded, some from the show, some from brony musicians who had asked permission for, and a theme song by one of my close friends, and I brought them all to my college. So I put all the materials together and finished the first episode. I just need a couple more materials for it before it's released, and then it'll be done. So I'll release it in a couple of days, so keep on the lookout. I suppose that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make an introduction to explain the fanfic and the audio drama, and just express how much I love doing this. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, either about the fic, the audio drama, or just anything. I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you for your time, and I really hope you enjoy the audio drama.